Elven's channel, and today we're going to talk about the elves. So, how to get effective training from the Elven Elite in Season 5. It depends on what you want to upgrade your unit and then train it. Each commander has 1 or 2 skills and can add 2 after training camp. So there are 3 stages of training. It is not to say that these 3 stages are the best, but to find the skills you need. So thanks to Empress Jazala, it is her Discord who I found the idea from for this video. And let's get started! Herald Elite 1 Light Armor. As ranged unit on the front line, not only has to have strong combat effectiveness but also increase the defense value. This will allow you to keep fighting in the battlefield, protect ranged units, and protect yourself from some injuries. If you are using it, choose the skill to increase your defense by reducing at least 50% of the damage taken by melee units. Elite 2 Endurance. In Middle-earth, war is always accompanied by stun, madness, and other skill damage, such as Sauron and Gil-galad. There are a lot of evil commanders who use focus damage, and it's a good skill to develop if you want to reduce the damage you take when you're under control. The first activation of stun and madness usually occurs in the early game. Once you have the skill, your troop will avoid 75% of damage it takes in the early stage of the battle. Elite 2 Lethal Strike. When the opponent's commander has a healing skill or equipment with a healing effect, this skill is very effective at increasing the damage of the opponent's healing unit. However, I feel like the damage caused by this ability is not effective, and the increased damage is a little bit less. Therefore, I would prefer Light Armor among the 3 skills, because the skill will be more suitable for the frontline defense enhancement. As for the 3rd level training, I would recommend increasing HP, because this is more in line with the frontline units to increase defense, and increasing HP, increasing defense have similar effects. Sentinel Elite 1 Light Armor. As a ranged unit, it doesn't take most of the damage like melee units, so you don't have to worry about making them more tank, so there is less need to increase defense. Elite 2 Depression. This ability increases damage. You deal an additional damage to 3 enemy units per round, and as a ranged unit, it does not need to resist damage, so it's responsible for the output of damage, so this skill is very suitable for him. Elite 2 Rise Up. Increased damage only works if you use 3 different races. However, the conditions are a little bit strange. If I want to use good faction units, then I have to use humans, elves, and warp races to activate this ability, which will limit my choice of units. However, this combination is not ruled out and it will become stronger with this ability. Compared with the 3 skills, I would still choose the 2nd skill. As for the 3rd level of training, I think HP is important and the other 2 skills are useful in certain skills or in a certain moment. Keeper Elite 1 Traveling Light. Do not use this range damage bonus and have a chance to dodge the first 2 attacks. Since they are good at attacking, they don't need to deal a lot of damage and they don't need defensive skills. Elite 2 Heartseeker. The best choice for most builds. Have chance to follow up a very high damage. And since keepers are good at high damage output, this ability allows you to inflict 2 normal attacks. Isn't that perfect skill for her? If the commander bonus already has follow-ups, it's best not to use it again. Elite 2 Cool-Headed Enforcement. Most confusing description of any skill, but it says stun enemies or 20% of enemies will take plus 20% damage. Well, it looks like a good skill, but it is available to all units if the commander has the same skill. It is only for keepers, so it is obviously not cost-effective. Of the above 3 skills, I would choose the 2nd skill. As for phase 3 skills, needless to say, choose the HP bonus. Bow-Knight Elite 1 Light Armor. Ranged unit defense skill for him isn't very important. Elite 2 Depression Damage bonus. As described above, you can deal additional damage to 3 enemy units per round. Ranged units generally require higher damage, especially for Bow-Knight, who can damage against tanks like trolls, so Bow-Knight can break the front line of larger units by high damage. Elite 2 Sink or Swim. Damage increased. without healing, which is also a good skill, but compared to the second skill, I choose to increase the damage by 30% because not all commanders can heal. So this skill is equivalent to a waste of half of the skill effect when against commanders without healing. So why don't I just choose to deal 30% damage at all 3 units? So personally, I choose the second skill, Depression. For phase 3, I would choose increasing HP. Well, this is something I understand from Elven Elite training here. If the tacticians have any better insight, welcome to talk in the comments, and see you in the next video. Bye!